it seems a little strange to think of hope as an American tradition. It's not an American tradition like apple pie. It's less obvious, but maybe even more pervasive and more important. Hope is the key to American democracy, right? You can't have a democratic republic if you don't have faith in democracy. The Declaration of Independence started the ball rolling in 1776, right, with its promise of all men are created equal, but that was kind of like throwing a ball over the wall, right? All men were not equal, even if they were created equal in 1776. All people, of course. Americans have had to continually double down on their faith that they could get over that wall, that they could retrieve that promise, they could redeem that promise someday. The Civil War was the key event in American history that ratified democracy and ratified hope. And the hope maker in chief was Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln had the task of trying to mobilize hope at that moment when all seemed to be death and despair, even what with the Union victory. What kind of war was this, and what kind of people could possibly make meaning out of this war? So when he says that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That notion that you could reinvent the United States, reinvent the American people, and reinvest in a kind of hopeful narrative that went back to the Declaration of Independence and its promises of freedom and equality, based on the evidence of the carnage and pain and suffering that were all around, was an amazing kind of reinvention of the United States as a nation founded in the moment of that annihilating death and destruction. There was a sense in which American democratic hope was a kind of center domino, if you can imagine democracy in the global context as being a domino effect. So the idea that whatever would happen to that American hope, that American democracy, would, if it was positive, would have a kind of resounding positive effect around the globe. If it was negative, if anti-democratic forces were triumphing in America, similarly, there would be a negative domino effect, and democracy would weaken around the globe. I do think hope will continue to triumph in America. We see peoples from all over the world flocking to the United States and investing hope against hope in the American dream. There is reason for considerable optimism.